A situation I remember quite well is this one. Let's jam a little. You start by playing the blues progression and I will improvise over it. No, I don't mean this kinda blues. Many beginner or intermediate guitarists know the blues only in this way or similar, since in the beginning you mostly learn these cool riffs. But when you really want to learn and understand the blues, you also have to know the blues progression. Otherwise, you tend to cling to these riffs. And when someone asks you to play chords, well, with this video you will learn how the blues works. Hi, this is Svenja, and this video is about the blues progression. No matter if you play riffs or chords, in blues all of this is based on a specific chord progression. And when you understood it, you can play it in any key. When you want to see the following exercises notated, become my patron and download the tabs as PDF and guitar profile. You find the link in the description below. The blues progression contains the chords on the 1st, 4th and 5th degree of the scale. So when we have a look at the A major scale, you've got the chords A major, D major and E major. It's similar in minor, except that you play minor chords, of course. If you don't know the major and minor scale already, just keep this knowledge in mind. As soon as you've learned the scales, you will understand what I mean. However, for the blues sound, you don't just play major or minor chords, but 7th chords. So in this case, A7, D7 and E7. This is where the blues progression comes into play. For a blues in A, you start with 4 bars of A7, followed by 2 bars of D7, 2 bars of A7, 1 bar of E7, 1 bar of D7, 1 bar of A7, and in the end, 1 bar of E7 again. So you've got 12 bars in total you can repeat over and over again after the last chord. I would recommend you play the A7 chord with your middle finger on the D string and your ring finger on the B string, since then your index is already in position for the first fret on the B string for the D7 chord. Practice this progression in 4/4 with a downstroke on every beat for a while, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you get a feeling for how long every chord is played. For more rhythm, you can play the chord staccato, which means you mute the strings after you pick them by lifting the fingers of your fretting hand off the fretboard and using the palm of your picking hand. The fingers of your fretting hand should touch the strings so that it sounds cleaner. So here's the complete blues progression. You can slightly vary this progression by changing to the D7 chord in the second bar already, then going back to A7 for 2 bars, and then continue as before. This is called the quick change. So now in blues you rarely play in 4th, but mostly in 8th and shuffled. This means the first eighth note on the beat is longer than the second eighth note on the end. You can memorize this rhythm by thinking of a horse walking. When you are unsure with the timing, you can play triplets to a click and then leave out the second triplet by missing the strings. This is how the shuffle rhythm should sound like. When we come back to our blues in A major again, you can create a really nice groove by playing the chords without muting on the beats and the lowest strings of the chords, or the root notes, whisper mute between the beats, like this. You can play this little lick as an outro, after everyone in the rhythm section played his or her solo. You play it over the last two bars, so over A7 and E7, and make a slide from the D7 chord on the G string into the 9th fret. Then you've got the higher E string, also in the 9th fret, and then the G string again. So you've got 3 notes you play as triplets. Then you move this shape 1 fret lower into the 8th fret, so you've got 8 on G, 8 on E, and 8 on G again. Then into the 7th fret, and on beat 4 you play an A major chord on the higher 3 strings. So you've got the 6th fret on G, 5 on B, and 5 on E. You can play the higher 2 strings by making a MIDI bar with your index. In the last bar, you play the E7 chord on the higher 3 strings by moving the D7 shape up 2 frets into the 4th and 3rd fret. It's nice when you gradually get slower playing this lick. I now play you this lick with the 2 bars of E7 and D7 before. So now you've got the blues. You can also use this chord progression for improvising by recording the chords as a loop and practicing the pentatonic or blues scale over it. That's also more fun than just playing the scales up and down. When you liked this video, please hit the like and the subscribe button. I'd also be really happy when you watched my next videos too. Until then, keep grooving.